So as an American living in the Netherlands, when we first moved here, there were some things that were a bit tough to get used to. But I can say though that adapting to our new life here has definitely had a lot of benefits. So this morning I was hugging the block in the Bach feast, taking the kids to school, like doing 20 on the dash. And I could not help but notice not only how happy people were, but just how healthy a lot of people look. And now for those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in the south side of Chicago, like the hood. I then moved to Atlanta, finished college in Atlanta, which was a struggle. And then moved to LA without a job to start my career in television. And after finally getting a job in LA, working at a studio, I was doing extremely well. I was working my way up, and yeah, I was killing it. And from there, I just brought the sauce in Hollywood. I was doing my thing, started at the bottom at the studio, and was just slowly working my way up. And then something happened. I was sitting in my office after just working like a 20-hour shift and found myself just like, this ain't it. I don't know if it was just the amount of hours that I was putting in or what, but it got to a point where it was like low key. You look up and it's like depressing. And not only that, but it was also super stressful. And I really mean like super stressful at times. And now whether it was like the long hours or me having my first son, but I started to notice that I felt like I was losing myself. To the point where hobbies and projects that I loved, all the way to my health, all fell on the back burner, while work always took priority. And now I'm here living in the Netherlands, living in Europe, living in Harlem, which is the bossest cities of all cities. I'm just super saiyan. But yeah, now I'm living here and I'm adapting to my life here, and I don't feel lost anymore. Side note, man, as soon as I said that, that sun came out. Like, come on, man. Look, you can't write that. Oh snap, little car. Whoa, oh snap, little car converted into a truck. Pivot. Come on, man. And so now, to be honest, I thought this was just kind of a honeymoon phase when I first got here, that people were just smiling, people just looked better, and it was just kind of like the honeymoon eyeballs. But 4 years going strong, man, and I'm not gonna lie, people look healthy, especially when I go back to the States. I go back to the States at least twice a year, and when I compare just like the people alone, it is a huge difference. For example, people in the States, they look stressed. Like, you could see the stress on their face. They look stressed. A lot of people look depressed. A lot of people look extremely tired and overall very unhappy. Versus here, you see a lot of happier faces along with a lot of people who just look healthy. Now, it could be because of the food, because the food quality is a lot better here, and it could also be because everyone bikes here. But the point is, it wasn't a honeymoon phase. Like, this is every day for me, like, for real. Every day I see these faces. And now look, I'm not saying that everybody walk around like it's just sunshine and rainbows. I am not saying that. But it's different. And it's different enough to the point that I'm one of these people. I'm one of these guys that walks around and you could just tell, like, I can feel it. Like, I'm way happier. I'm less stressed. I'm not depressed at all. And I am just in a much better physical state, especially and as well as health-wise. Much better state health-wise, which was something that I was losing in America due to just being exhausted and working these long hours. Now, man, this is a good cappuccino. And you know, I'm so happy that I am able to take the opportunity to focus more on my health or just look after it because health is so important. And in the States, we tend to just put it on the back burner. And matter of fact, I legit just left the States, and one of the things I got commented on the most was how much healthier I looked. Oh snap, look. Oh, I want that one right there. That's the one I want. It was one person driving in the front and two people in the back. That's perfect. Like, come on. That just screams Sky Money. Oh man, what the heck just happened, man? I was legit just talking about the sun earlier and it just started raining. I was just trying to walk back this way, and the rain just, dang, didn't even make it. And now something else that I've noticed that I've been like slowly getting back into and adapting to in Europe and in the Netherlands, is just getting back to embracing hobbies and like side projects that are just for me. Because to be honest, when I was a kid, I used to do this stuff all the time. I used to play around with computers, take things apart, build things. And then as I got older and even had a career path, I would do things for myself. I would write more, working on cars or fixing something around the house that needed to be fixed or updated, something around the house. Like I used to love these things. And again, the moment I started getting sucked into these long hours, they slowly started dying off. But then I moved here and then I noticed that people don't really talk about their work as much, and instead they talk about their hobbies and the things that they're into, along with them showing just how important these things are to them. It really put it in perspective and made me think again, like, what happened? Like, where did my hobbies end? What are the things that I enjoyed to do? Where did they go? Because man, I used to love working on my car. I also love building computers and like software and apps and stuff. I love stuff like that. I don't know, I was very technical, as well as just writing. Like I love to write. I love playing tennis for no reason and hiking for like no reason. I love just being out. And again, I'm telling you, it just slowly started dying off, and it was just slowly being lost. And so much more. There was so many things that I just used to love doing just for me. And it's like, what happened? Where did all of that go? I wish I could blame it on having kids, but I can't, because I stopped doing it way before we had our first son. And yeah, I just completely forgot about that stuff. Side note, I keep low-key just ducking into like hideaway spots so I don't get the camera wet. The rain's not even that bad, but if it's like thick and heavy, yeah, it could be a problem. we ain't trying to break a camera. What's crazy is I used to find so much joy and like happiness in just doing a lot of those things, and it's crazy to think that I just kind of dropped it and just let those things go for what? Like, and they played such an important role in like my productivity in my everyday life and as well as my career. Matter of fact, I can honestly say that without those hobbies and those side projects and just all that stuff that I did that I enjoyed doing for me, without all of that stuff, I don't think I would be where I am today, to be honest. I don't even think I would have made it to LA. I mean, that's how important this stuff is. Like, it seems small, but these things do play a huge role in your life. And you know what? Matter of fact, I still remember Sarah and I, before we were married, we used to actually go to the park and read. Like, we would both like pick out books and then we would just go to the park, sit down, and just read together. And like, this was so good for us. I mean, it was just so healthy for our relationship and played a big role in building that relationship. And we just stopped because I got so busy with work. And now I know on this channel, I talk a lot about how amazing it is to be at a place and you don't need a car. And man, I'm being dead serious too. I cannot stress it enough how amazing it is not to have a car. But then on the other hand though, I was actually in Michigan and I was driving to downtown Detroit. And man, I legit forgot how nice it was to drive every now and then. What's funny is I was talking to a friend about this and he said the exact same thing. And he even said like he doesn't know how he would even survive without a car, because sometimes he just drives just to get out and think. And man, when he said that, I was like, I used to do the same thing. Like, I actually did it a lot. I would just go and drive, think, and listen to music, and like driving for me was basically therapeutic. Dang it, it keeps raining. Thank you. And yeah, I just completely forgot about that whole therapeutic side of driving. That's the part of driving that I loved. But also though, what's interesting with that is that I've also forgotten it when I moved here, because so many other things are just so much nicer than sitting in a car and it being therapeutic. They're so like, just literally like, you know, yeah, it's raining, but I could just stop somewhere, sit outside and watch the rain. Or literally just take walks every day, like get the 10,000 steps in and just take a walk every day and see the life all around me. The kids playing, the people walking, the people talking, having a drink outside, like seeing the seagulls steal people's food because a seagull just stole somebody's food. Dang, that just happened. Someone had bought some fish, the herring, and a seagull just scooped down and grabbed it straight from this person. These birds are savages, man. But yeah, man, just the amount of life that you'll see on a daily basis here is unreal. And then you're just kind of, for me, it's like I'm adapting to that being the replacement of that self-therapeutic drive that I used to have, because I've had those same feelings just sitting here and people watching, and or maybe having a cappuccino or ducking into stores or cafes just to avoid the rain. And now look, I am not saying that I will never drive again, because that will be a complete lie. Pimp, I am getting a little car. Look, I'm just super saying it's happening. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's so much to life than sitting in a car. Like, it's just so much more to it. And a great example of this is one of the comments that I got so much, like a comment that I've gotten a lot in when I make videos in the States, had to be, dang, she was loud. She just threw off my flow, man. One of the most common comments that I got from making those videos in the States was just how there's like nobody outside. And I've said this in so many videos, and everybody's like, nah, I can't be that bad. But then when I make a video in these places, in the heart of the places, like the downtown areas or the midtowns or downtown Atlanta, downtown Detroit, LA, people look at these videos, they're like, dang, there's really nobody outside. The bell's going off. Jeez. You know what? I guess there's just something so nice about adapting to the way of life here in the Netherlands and in Europe in general. Like, there's something just so amazing about it that's really hard to understand. From like the smaller homes to the smaller portions of food, there's so much beauty and joy in this just crazy adaptation to the Netherlands. And now for nothing, man, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I'm getting one of those little cars. Man, what kind of crap is this? It would stop raining right after I finished the video. Look at this weather. Got a little Netherlands, man.